Good morning. My name is David Langlois. I am the UC Practice Lead for Xelleration. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We all hope that you enjoy our session and you get a lot out of it. I am going to start off the session with a discussion around unified communications. I will then follow this with a live demonstration of a day in the life of a typical Skype for Business user. I think it's really important that we have a good discussion around unified communications. The reason I think it's so important is because depending on which vendor or manufacturer you have this conversation with, you'll get a different explanation of what unified communications is. The reason being is the manufacturer or vendor is going to explain unified communications based on what and how they are able to deliver their unified communication solution. The traditional unified communication solution providers are your VoIP PBX manufacturers such as ShoreTel, Avaya, Mitel, Cisco, and others. On this slide, they can deliver the voice and voicemail modalities very well. But what about these other modalities of communication that we use every day, such as instant message, video, collaboration, and meet me conferencing? Sure, with a combination of third-party add-ons, OEM products, and some disparate in-house products offered through acquisitions, they may be able to deliver some or all of these modalities. But the question is, would you like to add additional servers and gateways with different operating systems, storage requirements, and in many cases with different support organizations to fulfill your unified communications initiatives? And if so, are you okay with deploying multiple devices with desktop clients and multiple logins and passcodes for your end users? Or instead, would you like to deploy a very simple but elegant client with single login and authentication, allowing you to access all of these modalities of communication, including instant message, enterprise telephony, unified voicemail with speech-to-text and speech-enabled Outlook, video conferencing, Meet Me audio bridging, desktop share and collaboration, all supported on the back end through a very sensible, highly available, geo-redundant solution architecture. If you provide your end user with all of these tools and make it easy and intuitive to use, they will use it. And if they are using it, they will certainly be a more productive employee for your enterprise. Now let's talk about availability. It's one thing to offer unified communications, but it's an entirely different thing to offer unified communications with unified availability. What does this mean? Well, if your traditional UC provider is able to piece together a unified communication solution to your enterprise, are they able to offer this to all users within the organization? Well, if you're working with one of the traditional VoIP unified communication providers mentioned above, my guess is you're not. The reason is simple. First, it is way too expensive to license every user with every modality of unified communications. Each modality of communications has a license cost. Adding instant message, video, Meet Me conferencing, and webinar desktop share to enterprise telephony with unified messaging will cost a lot of money. Secondly, providing deployment and ongoing support for every modality with its various clients, authentications, and logins is just too much of an undertaking for most organizations. As a result, if you have the ability to offer all these modalities of communication, it is generally reserved for executives, upper management, and maybe some key people within a few select departments. Without being able to make unified communications universally available to every single employee, is it really unified communications or partial communications? I had a client just a couple weeks ago and said, look, Dave, we have 1,500 employees and we're only using 25 WebEx accounts today. We don't need this solution for everybody. But my response was this: well, if it's really easy to roll out and it's part of the base solution and it's already part of the licensing cost, you might as well roll it out to everyone. And because it is so easy and intuitive to use, I can guarantee you that consumption of all of the applications will go through the roof. And isn't it great if our employees are using collaboration tools with each other and with their clients and partners? It can only mean that the productivity is increasing, and that is a very good thing. Now, in any given week, I'll work on my laptop in my home office. In my office at Xelleration, I work in my office and the conference room. And I just started experimenting around with my wife's Surface Pro 3, which I'm using today. I've taken it with me to client meetings, and I use it with my MiFi on the sidelines or the pool deck watching my daughter's soccer and water polo practices. I use my iPhone every other moment I'm not on my Surface or laptop. I use it in the lobby waiting for client meetings to begin, in Starbucks, etc. I'm sure that most of you have a similar device usage experience. Now think about how you use unified communication applications in your office. Most people have a laptop. They look up a contact number in Outlook or their CRM, and then they reach over and they dial from their phone on their desk. When it's time to check voicemail, they hit the message waiting light, enter a passcode on their phone, and they're listening to their voicemail messages. When it's time for that weekly video call with their team, they often have to run to the conference room, partake in a video conference session. Then it's often back to their office for their 11 o'clock Meet Me conference bridge with their client, where one has to dial a 7 or 10-digit telephone number, followed by a 6-digit conference ID and a 6-digit host code. Now, it's great that you have all those tools, but exhausting and, quite frankly, a bit of a pain having to use so many different devices and having to remember so many numbers. Now, that was just in the office. What about working from home or on the road or in the lobby or at Starbucks? For most of you, it's just not an option. It's either too difficult to use or the UC provider is unable to offer these solutions remotely. But with Skype for Business, no matter what device I'm using, my laptop, my Surface, or my mobile phone, or where I am, at home, in my office, on the sidelines, in my client's lobby, in Starbucks, anywhere, as long as I have internet access, I can access all of the communication applications. And what's more, it is the same user experience for me across all of my devices. If I'm on my laptop and I add or edit a member within my groups in Skype for Business client, the changes are pushed out to all of my devices. So if I head out of the office or on the road, the changes are reflected in my Surface and my mobile client. When you provide your users with a solution that has the exact same look and feel across multiple devices, no matter where they access it from, your users will be more comfortable in using these tools. And if they are using the tools, they are being more productive. So let's wrap up our discussion around unified communications. Unify all the modalities of communication into a single and simple yet elegant client that is available to all users within the organization, and give it a uniform look and feel across all the devices that we use every day, regardless of whether they are in the office, at home, or on the road, and they will consume the solution with gusto. Now that's me and my experience talking. Now let's see what the analysts are saying. Because a big question comes up. All right, Skype for Business, we're getting a feel for it. We're hearing a little bit about it, but are people really using it? Well, $1 billion+ in Skype for Business revenue for Microsoft. In many cases, a 14-month ROI payback. Now, I've had customers where we deployed just simply the Meet Me conferencing solution wrapped around their existing PBX because they had a big investment in that solution and they weren't ready to give it up yet. But that full-blown, highly available enterprise telephony deployment, providing all the applications to everybody in the organization, but from a UC telephony standpoint, really focusing on the Meet Me conferencing and the collaboration session, the ROI was a month and a half. Look at this slide. 89% of enterprises in the U.S. are at least looking at Skype for Business for their POCs and trials. 90% of all Fortune 500 companies are using Skype for Business. Big numbers. This is a really interesting thing because when I go out and meet with clients, and I've come from this traditional unified communications background for 20 plus years, and we know that the traditional UC providers, the Avayas and the Ciscos and ShoreTels, that's what they focus on. That's what they're good at. And it's like, really, is Skype for Business going to be our telephony solution? What about the quality? 38% of U.S. enterprises prefer Microsoft Voice over any other provider. And that is saying a lot because the quality and experience of Skype for Business is like no other. And I would encourage you to at least see a live presentation or a demonstration so you can validate and vet this out yourself. And here's some pretty exciting news. For unified communications and corporate telephony, Skype for Business made it into the upper right quadrant for Gartner's. And I think this all goes without saying, from live presentations and demonstrations by our team, architectural design sessions, and then seeing what the analysts are saying and then vetting it out for yourself in your own environment, you will see there is a dramatic shift in unified communications utilizing enterprise telephony for Skype for Business. So what I'd like to do next is we're going to go ahead and shift over to a demonstration. And I hope you guys like this demonstration. It's a bit of a dramatization, but it was really what we did in putting together this seminar for you guys today. Now let's take a look at how my team planned and executed today's seminar. Not only did we utilize all of Skype for Business's best features, we also experienced the organic workflows Skype for Business provides, making collaboration effortless. Now I'm going to start off with an IM to Ali to see how the email campaign is going. So the first thing I notice is that Ali is available. So I'll go ahead and hover over his name and select the IM icon. In a moment, Ali should reply back to me. And I see that he's typing a message, so I know he's there and he's responding. So you know what? Now we're going to go ahead and escalate this to a phone call so that we can type live. So by taking this from an IM, I'm going to simply click on the phone icon, select Skype call, and now we've escalated this to an audio call.
Hey, how's it going, David?
It's going well. How you doing, Ali?
Not too bad, thanks for asking. So as you mentioned about the email campaign, I have the actual template up here in our dynamic CRM. If you have a moment, I can go ahead and share my screen with you if that's okay.
Yeah, that would be great. So once again, we started off with an instant message with Ali. I first checked for his availability. We started an IM chat session. I clicked one button, escalated that to an audio call. And in a moment, Ali is going to share his desktop with me for some collaboration. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this meeting. And now I'll be able to view his desktop. I can see your desktop. Yeah.
So David, what you're looking at here, what we're looking at is actually our template in our dynamic CRM database. And essentially what this is our email template that's going to be sent out to about 2,000 of our leads that were sent about a few days ago. And out of those 2,000, about 500 have been opened, and about a few of them have registered so far.
Wow, that looks great. And by the way, folks, Dynamics is a very important practice area of ours here at Xelleration. So anybody who's looking for consultation, design, deployment of a Dynamics environment, by all means, this is an important practice area for us. So that's an awesome start, Ali. I'm sure a few more are going to register just from our main contact list. What else is on the timeline?
Well, I also plan on sharing the invite directly with some of my personal clients. And I believe Scott was putting the final touches on the actual flyer invite.
You know, I just noticed Scott's presence is available. I'm going to go ahead and see if he's ready for a call. So I'm going to go ahead and I am Scott. Scott's replying back to me. He's available. So, hey, Ali, I'm going to go ahead and drag him in. So just a moment, please.
Of course.
And I just simply select his name, drop him right into the conversation window that Ali and I are already on. Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Ali and I were just discussing the progress on the Skype for Business seminar.
Hey Scott, how's it going?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, good. We're making pretty good progress on the flyer, as you can see, which I have up right now. Great job on that, by the way. And we're wondering, what's the status in the actual flyer invite that we're creating?
Oh, that's very cool. I'm actually working on that right now. Let me go ahead and give you a look, and I can share my screen with you if you want to give me access of the presentation, or control of the presentation.
Sure, sure. I'm going to go ahead and, if you want to go ahead and take out, there you go.
So very simple. This is pretty neat because we initiated this discussion between Ali and I. He was sharing his desktop with me. We simply added Scott by dragging and dropping him into the conversation. And now Scott is able to request sharing his desktop. So automatically now we're looking at Scott's desktop.
So this is what our flyer looks like so far. The catering and venue have all been finalized, so I think it's ready to go out. We can begin posting on social media, and we can begin sharing with our clients as well. I've got it all linked up here to our registration page, or landing page, and it looks pretty good in my opinion.
Can we actually take a look at the landing page too? You know what? I hear a lot of background noise. Hold on real quick. Let me see what's happening here. It looks like there's a lot of commotion going on, Ali. I'm going to go ahead and mute you for a moment, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Starbucks might be a little loud.
No problem. So I've just muted Ali.
Ali, make sure to bring back something if you come back into the office today. And let me bring up the registration page. I believe you wanted to take a look at that.
Yeah, and you know what? I also remember Anthony mentioning something needing to be updated on the landing page. I'm going to go ahead and check his availability and drag him in as well. So once again, I'm going to pull up my client, and I'm going to look for Anthony. And where is Anthony? There's Anthony. He's available, and again, I'm going to send him a quick IM, see if he's available to join with us. Hey, Anthony. Okay.
I know he's at the Microsoft conference. So
Okay, cool.
he should be able to answer soon.
He's replying to a message. Yeah, he wants to chat. So, hey, I'm going to drag him in, guys. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Ali right now, too. He's been in timeout long enough. So here's Anthony. I'm going to go ahead and select his name, drop him into the conversation, and just like that, we've created a four-way collaboration session.
Hey guys.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Hey, Anthony.
Hey guys. I'm here at the Microsoft conference. It's pretty cool. It looks like there's a lot of new features coming out.
Hey, that's great. Keep us up to date. And thanks for joining. I've got Ali and Scott on the call, and we're going over the details for the upcoming Skype for Business event. And for the landing page, I remember you had a few questions on something.
Right. So we're going to need to make an update to the event landing page. The event's now going to feature a Surface 3 giveaway raffle for our registered guests. Can we go ahead and make sure that's advertised?
That's a fun element. Let me go ahead and add those details now. I'll just go ahead and sign into the back end of our SharePoint Online site and make those changes. Please stand by.
And so Xelleration started in this business really with Microsoft as a SharePoint practice. It's a very, very important practice for us. We help our clients by consulting, designing, deploying, and supporting their SharePoint and collaboration initiatives. In fact, we used SharePoint to manage this entire seminar for you folks here today. So a very important part of our solution. We also use SharePoint for all of our project management, for all of our deployments, not just for Skype for Business, but all the technologies that we have here to deploy. And in fact, we use a really nice prototype that's been built for our support module for our customers who will be coming onto Skype for Business. So sorry about that. Go ahead, Scott.
So I could go ahead and just make sure that that information is added to the landing page.
That looks great. Can we also add the update to our blog post as well, Scott?
Yeah, let me just save this out. And I actually don't remember how to access our blog site from here. I'm not quite sure where to go.
Oh, hey, not to worry. If I can just go ahead and take over control of your mouse, I can then be able to show you how to navigate from here. Is that okay?
Sure. Let me go up here.
So very easily, Scott was able to go into his presentation window and then offer control to Ali, who has taken control, and now he's able to drive from his remote desktop.
So all you would need to do, just quite similarly what you did right now, and you just went to site contents, you just need to go to the blog page and then navigate through the settings of that blog site. So now that you're in the blog site, you would then go into your settings in here. You go into your site contents, and there you would be able to make the updates from there.
Awesome. Doesn't look too bad. I could go ahead and make those changes.
Great.
Thanks, guys. I've got to run, but let's set a meeting next week and we can run over the presentation.
That sounds great, and thanks, everybody. It looks great so far. I'm going to go ahead and schedule a new meeting for next week, and I want to get Lauren involved, too. She should be over at the Microsoft Briefing Center. Let's see what is going on over there. So have a great day, everyone. We'll chat a little bit later on.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, so we just wrapped up that meeting, and remember, folks, that was an ad hoc meeting. I started with IM with one guy, escalated to voice, dragged in somebody, escalated to a collaboration session, dragged in Anthony from the Microsoft Briefing Center. All ad hoc, all on the fly, very simple. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to schedule a meeting, and we're going to schedule a meeting with those same folks, Ali, Anthony, and Scott. We're going to add Lauren, because Lauren is at the Microsoft Briefing Center checking out the wireless capability as well as where we're going to set up the food. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my calendar, and up on the top I see New Skype Meeting. So I'm going to click on this icon, and I'm going to go ahead and type in, or add Lauren rather. I'm going to add Ali. I'm going to add Scott. I'll add Anthony. And then I'm going to type in MTC wireless connectivity. Food. You type whatever you'd like. And I'll go ahead and have the date, and we'll keep the time at 1 p.m. And then I'm going to click send. So it's just like sending any type of meeting in your calendar. Now in a moment we're going to see, here's the MTC wireless connectivity meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So it's about 1 o'clock. And all I need to do is click Skype for meeting. But I'm going to show you guys something that's pretty neat. Now, anybody who has a Skype for meeting client or a link client, when they select the join Skype meeting, they're going to participate in the session all over IP. It's not going to cost your company any money. If you don't have a Skype for Business or link client, then you can still click on that button or the link and join as a guest. Or if you just simply want to join as an audio participant, you can always enter the telephone number and the unique conference ID code. So everybody in the organization is going to have their own unique conference ID. So because I have Skype, of course, I'm going to go ahead and click on the link. And this is going to bring me right into the session. It's going to fire up.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
Great. I'm here at Microsoft and the connection and reception seems great.
That is really slick. You sound great and you look great. Also on video. So are you on video on your mobile device?
Yes.
Wow, very nice. Do you mind going ahead and showing us where we're going to set up our laptops?
Sure. So I was thinking there's a little desk over here where we could set up some laptops. Another one right here, we could set up some additional ones. And then I was thinking we could set up maybe some food trays and catering right around here. What do you think?
Definitely. I think it looks great. And anybody have any comments?
That looks like a great space. I'm excited to pull this one out.
Definitely.
Perfect.
Definitely. Great job, Lauren. It looks really excellent. And okay, everyone, I think that's it. Let's do a run through the presentation and see where we're at a little bit later on.
Sounds great.
All right, guys, have a great day.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was it for the presentation and demonstration of our Skype for Business.